Hey, this is Commander Bacon with His Way Homestead, and today we're going to talk a little bit about, this will be a short video, talking about troubleshooting the quail watering system. There's been a lot of people having questions about that. I want to walk you through some of the things that could cause leaks, so stay tuned. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of people asking questions that their watering cups like these are leaking and running water all through their quail cages and into the dropping pan. So I just want to talk a little bit about how this functions first. So the little yellow stem that's in there is connected to a valve, and what that does, as soon as the quail or chicken pecks on that yellow thing, it opens up the valve and allows water to come out, and it fills that cup. Now one of the things that happens, first off, this is a gravity-fed system. It is not a pressurized system. If you try to hook it up to a garden hose, it's going to blow that little valve out, and it's not going to work at all. So it has to be gravity-fed, and you don't want your bucket too high, or that'll put too much pressure on it. So that'll cause you problems. And I'm going to turn the camera around, and we'll take this thing apart and show you exactly how it works. So stay tuned. Okay, so here's the cup assembly. This little washer, if you screw that too tightly into that T, it'll deform and it'll cause leak there. If you give this a little quarter turn twist, you can pull the cup off. So you can see this is a spring-loaded little deal, right? And all I have to do is just barely touch it and water will come out. What I've found is sometimes this gets hung up, and all it is, it's just attached with this little urethane washer. So here's how it functions, right? They push it, and this little washer breaks contact and allows water to flow through there. So if it's leaking, it's because that washer on here is not sealing up properly. A couple reasons for that. You could have dirt in it. It might need cleaned. If it's a system that you've had in place for a while, I would take this out and clean it. I usually have a couple extra cups. I just swap them out. I just swap this whole little assembly out because it's quick and easy. The other thing that can leak is this little guy right here. What I've found is sometimes they're a little too aggressive poking on this, pecking it, and it'll pull it out of the assembly a little bit. So then it leaks around this bigger washer right here, okay? So sometimes you just have to push it in tighter. I usually like to give it a little wiggle, just like that. And then you should be good. You reassemble the cup on it, and should be good to go. Try that, see how that works. You do not need a lid on your bucket that's supplying water to these guys. I don't have lids on my buckets. Everything works perfectly. If you have a tight lid on it, it'll actually pull a vacuum and it won't function properly. This is gravity fed. It has to be gravity fed. If it's, like I said, if it's pressurized, it could cause problems with it. I've seen it where it could just blow that whole thing out. Okay, if this isn't in there very well, we've had that sometimes when you get them from the factory, these aren't in very well, okay, for whatever reason. So I've had them, as soon as I hook it up and put the bucket in and turn the water on, it blew these out, and then it's just leaking like crazy. Hope this helps. I hope this makes sense to you. Let me know in your comments if you have any other kind of problems with your cup watering system. It's not a complicated system. You could even have some defective materials coming from China. Just saying. So, as always, this is Commander Bacon with His Way Homestead. Don't forget, His way is the best way. God bless you. See you later.